plays games with Steve
and Angel.
All right.
Let's finish this.
Let's finish this.
For realsies. Am I still judge?
Yes.
Okay. Now then. Will the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, please take the stand?
Ms. Lana Sky, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you are aware of what is required of you.
But Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything.
You already know.
You know all that I've done these past 2 years. You don't know me, Angel. You don't know me.
Please provide this court with your testimony, Miss Sky. Sorry. And remember, which I don't, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth.
Of course. The truth.
Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. Okay.
Okay, random.
Now then, your testimony, if you will.
That was weird.
First, tell us about your relationship with Gant.
Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gant.
Get Gant.
Get that Gant. Gant at the fabrication.
I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene.
This is such a funny pose. Just knock the fuck out.
My only motivation was to get Dart convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma.
Let's switch it up. Steve, you be judge, and Angel will take Phoenix.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you sure about this testimony? Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure.
But Lana...
Oh, wait, actually, Lana's or Emma's back. Never mind. Both of you switch again.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think of what makes the most sense.
If this is true, then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this.
That's what I've been telling you from the beginning.
Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me.
What if she's telling the truth?
She's not. I know my own sister.
She sucks.
Why is everyone reading my goddamn mind?
Stop speaking your thoughts.
It was in blue.
Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside.
Mr. Wright, you know when you speak in blue, you're just speaking louder, right?
Oh, blue means louder.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no. All those things I've said about Edgeworth.
Yeah, I heard them.
Yeah, I heard them all. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony.
She's like, I want that dick, I want that dick, I want that dick!
Oh,
he certainly does.
Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself.
oh, you have to say it louder.
No, you don't have to.
Defense may now begin its cross-examination. Do you like my diet version of your impression?
The judge?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing good. Honestly, the judge, the way I do it, I could actually probably do it now, but I'm saving myself for how I know what's coming later in this case. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, actually, I want to go back. I worked on Sonic for years.
Hold it! Or with this, who's doing Nick? Are you doing Nick here?
You're Nick.
Okay. How many years exactly? Ever since I made senior detective. Let's see. I was 24 then, so that would be 5 years.
Detective Gant and Detective Sky were legendary partners. I personally saw them testify in numerous cases. I was fangirling.
She must have been good, coming from the same school as Mia. Damon Gant was a respectable detective. That's why. Okay, I wonder if any kind of like depression is linked to playing these games and finding out all these people like achieved massive success when they were like
22.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I became like, a lead detective.
The president when I was 9.
Yeah.
What is that called when you're like a early like entrepreneur?
Just overachiever.
Fucker. I don't know.
No, there's like a weird word for it.
All right, well,
Nepo baby?
like a wunderkind.
Not a wonderkind. I think that's
Yeah.
it. Wunderkind or whatever.
Yeah.
There's no truth to this blackmail theory.
Hold it. But think about it, Miss Sky. You didn't murder Detective Goodman.
Goodman.
I didn't go to finish it. Goodman. You told me as much yesterday in jail. You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. And?
And it was 2 years ago, all by myself, all of it.
Hold it! Did you do so to help your sister? Joe Dark was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life. But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything. That's not the point. She was traumatized that day, all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him.
Lana. So that's why you fabricated the evidence.
You know what?
2 years ago.
I can jump back in.
You sure?
So that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago? Gant's not here, so it's not as bad.
Oh, okay.
When it's this and this. It's like just like all parts of the throat.
When I found prosecutor invested by a range of crime scene.
Hold it! You say you did this all by yourself?
And then actually, let's have Angel be Phoenix now.
Okay.
Sorry, we keep jumping around.
Okay.
Yes.
Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene?
It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body.
What? Ow! But Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident.
It was really funny. That's fucked up.
That's only a situation you dreamed was possible.
Huh?
The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement.
You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark?
Something like that.
If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife.
Oh, that was lying on the floor, a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle.
That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies. All just to protect me.
So when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to.
Yes.
Yes. Broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted inside the wound, then moved the body.
Hold it! Oh, I'm sorry.
Hold it! You planted the tip of Dark's knife?
And then you moved the body? But why? Why would you do that?
That's fucking gross.
Ew.
You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders.
My head isn't that bad either. But maybe I ought to ask for the sake of the others. Why did he plant that knife? Why did he move the body? Why did you plant the... Well, planting the knife, it's like, oh, it's his... You know, the murderer's knife is his favorite knife, but I feel like I don't understand why he moved the body. I don't know if I have to ask both of these eventually, but I'm more curious about this. When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim?
On the scene?
On the scene.
Where exactly was the victim's body? We went on about a hound dog.
Oh, hey there, little Miss Sky. Don't you worry no thing, all right? We're going to prove your sister innocent, all right? Okay, here we go. On a one and a two. It's late. I'm dying. This is where you deduced it was.
What are you doing now?
For context, you know what? At the age for you guys what, like weeks ago, where we were like, hey, we're back and we haven't played in a while. This has all been one day. We've been going so long.
We are loopy.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk.
But the body was found. Well, the body was found by your desk.
Oh, hey there, little mister.
Why did you move it there?
The reason for that is simple.
Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Sky moved the body.
The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan.
Okay. Hold it. Pieces of the jar? You mean...
Yes, that wretched jar Mr. Wright showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I felt it would be more...
expedient?
Yeah.
Expedient.
Yeah, I got it, and then I flubbed. I felt it would be more expedient to move the body.
Expedient.com.
Thank you.
So, when you first found the body, the jar was already...
Of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you looked at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened.
Ah!
Whoa!
Whoa,
Oh, Ma!
Mama!
See?
Oh, sorry, this is long. Neil Marshall was dead, and Dark was lying unconscious.
Do the dead body with me! Come on! Come on!
Laying on the ground.
Sassy.
Yeah, whatever.
In other words, when I was thinking of Johnny Bravo recently, you know what popped in my head? Like, do you remember the episode when they started the band and they had the hit song Funky Monkey?
No.
I don't
And Johnny was like on lead vocals, but like he was so bad they just kept unplugging his mic, but he still thought he was singing. So then when his mic accidentally got plugged back in, the band tanked.
Oh, I vaguely remember this.
Yeah, it just popped in my head again because, you know, that's just how I work. Anyway,
That's what we think of instead of the Roman Empire.
yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, okay. This might be an old meme at this point, but yeah, I don't think about the Roman.
I do not
Empire.
either at all.
I just think about old bits from cartoons.
Yes.
Anyway,
Finish the game! You're almost there!
come on. In other words, the jar must have been. It's like, in other words, the jar must have been broken during the struggle.
I see. What's the matter, trainer?
Oh, what's the matter, Emma? I forgot I was also Phoenix. Apparently, the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed. But I have a feeling there's more to it than that. There must be a contradiction here somewhere.
Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone.
My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. Hold it. So you rearranged your crime scene. Are you sure you didn't do this to keep Emma from looking like the murderer?
How many times do I have to tell you, Mr. Wright? Emma didn't do it. Period.
Period. Are you so desperate to hide that fact?
Question mark?
You're willing to risk the death sentence?
Question mark parentheses?
Stop. She's lying. She did it so I wouldn't be blamed for what happened.
Exclamation point.
That's not what's going on.
In any case,
Ellipses.
We can't say period anymore.
Yeah.
as a prosecutor, what I've done is unpardonable. There's nothing I could do to make up for my actions.
Mr. Wright, my sister's lying. Looks like she's determined to protect you to the end. She insists she fabricated the evidence by herself. There's no way she could have done it alone. I've got to get Lana to talk more. If she's lying, then she's bound to slip up and make a contradiction. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. Okay, so I think I should ask the other question.
No.
No?
No.
Not about like why
Keep
she
going.
shoved the tip in?
So this is what they added, right?
The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. Well, that's why she moved the body, but she didn't... I didn't ask why she, like, placed the knife in.
Trust us, you're fine. Go back. They added this statement, right?
The pieces of a jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan.
What's wrong? Or what's weird about that?
Like, why would they do that? The piece of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. Did I not already press this?
You did, but don't know. So look at your evidence. What's the contradiction here?
It would threaten her plan. Final fragment found in Chief Gant's safe. Emma is written on the surface in blood. Well, Gant's the one who hid the last fragment. Not her. Is that the only thing related to the jar? The autopsy report. 7 in the back, 7 being punctured in the heart. And this has like the photo. The knife or the sword. The evidence list. It won't actually show us what the evidence is. It's just a drawing. Okay, so that is the plot. List of evidence. The remaining half was found. No evidence shall be shown without the proof. Evidence and understood evidence present must be relevant to the case trial. Don't think that's relevant. Final fragment. I want to say maybe I should present.
But
this.
why? Don't just guess randomly. Why? What's wrong?
She's saying she moved the body because it was by the shattered pieces and they would have okay, I'm gonna press 1. The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan.
What's so odd about that?
During the events threatened my plan. It's because they had Emma's name on it.
Okay. And when would... Well...
Hold on, let me... I broke off the tip of Dark's on a plan inside the body and then moved the body. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It has nothing to do with Emma. You can just look at it. It just says Emma on it. Found in Chief's safe. It was already shattered. Would anyone even notice that it said Emma on the vase? On the jar?
That's more on the right track. Okay, so think about it. Like, what do we... What... According to what we have sort of found out so far, when was this name supposed to have been written on this jar?
Supposedly, according to Gant, it was the dying message of the victim.
But what is Lana saying about the jar?
Lana's saying that it would have threatened her plan.
But also what? Press 1.
The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. The pieces? The pieces and not the name?
Well, she's saying the jar shattered when?
Oh, it shattered during the events.
Right, but...
Oh, but it would have threatened... It would have shattered after the fact.
Because supposedly, right?
He wrote the name.
So that's why. That's why it's...
Okay. Yeah. So is it safe to present this?
Yes.
Now that I understand?
Yes.
Objection! Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister.
You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered?
If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been useless. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony.
A contradiction in my testimony?
It's more likely than you think.
You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan."
That's right.
Do you have a problem with that?
You have a problem with that?
Yeah.
It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on this jar with the victim's blood.
Yes. The prosecutor must have written it in his final moments.
Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies.
Duh.
In order from the... Yeah, that's what I think. In order for the victim to be able to write this message on the jar, it must not have been broken before he died. Oh, sorry. I don't know why.
Angel, just voice everybody.
Yeah, sure. He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar, unless he really wanted to.
Order, order!
Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here.
Something critical?
Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed.
What?
Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth.
Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony.
Jar and message in blood.
I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar. But it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered.
You mean you were the one who wiped away this message in blood?
I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time.
She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence.
Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar. Hold it! So the jar was already broken?
It's a miracle that thing hadn't broken earlier.
It certainly looks as feeble as the defense's case.
But not as feeble as the judge's judgment.
You are an ace detective who never missed a detail. Do you really expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar pieces?
Normally, I would have.
But it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. But you were sure you gotten all the pieces cleaned? So you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar?
No. If I had known, would have gathered all the pieces and ground them to dust.
Well, that helps my case. Lana, you'd do that for me?
Aww.
Oh. It seems you two might make up yet.
Anyway, I just barely had enough time to move the body as it was.
If someone happened upon the scene, you'd lose your chance to erase the evidence. You must have been in a hurry.
I was. I knew I had to destroy the evidence before anyone
Destroy the evidence.
Was that from?
A Reese's Cup commercial.
No.
This is rather shocking.
To be safe, I wiped away the blood. Hold it! I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened.
What do you mean?
If you really thought Dark killed Professor... God damn it.
It's back, baby!
No! Yeah!
Professor Marshall.
Prosecutor Marshall. You wouldn't have wiped away the blood.
What else could I have done in that situation?
Lana.
I only had a few moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces.
Fragments are large, so I'm sure I got them all. Hold it! But how could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in the office.
A detective is always prepared, Mr. Wright. Even now, I always carry a pocket light and a camera with me. It's called a cell phone.
Even I carry my Maya bottle, my Maya branded bottle of emergency luminol.
Maya's emergency luminol.
Yeah.
It just says drink it.
Wherever I go.
Instead of a Mr. Yuck, it's a Maya going,
Yummy.
Miss Yum.
I never miss anything. I got every last piece.
All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. Hold it! So you legally rearranged the crime scene?
Yes. I don't have any excuse for my actions.
I'm so sorry, Lana. I didn't know. I've treated you so badly all this time. It's not too late. There's still plenty of time to make up. After we've got to the bottom of this incident.
No doubt this day will leave a permanent stain on the history of the prosecutor's office.
More contradictions have surfaced in her testimony. Your sister's really putting up a fight. She must really care about you. Still, she's not doing this the right way. I think I've finally figured out the contradictions in her testimony. It's one final possibility that might turn everything around. I'm not sure what that is.
Remember, you can always.
I could ask for a hint, but I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, you want to stay here longer?
Yeah, I'm just gonna lay here on the floor. Is that all right? Okay.
I'm just gonna take a nap.
Yeah.
But it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be sure, I wiped away the blood. Fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. What do I have for the evidence? Neil's autopsy report. Stabbed in the back, died from puncture, heart, and lung. A knife tip was in the wound. Date and time of death between 7 and 7:30. Single stab wound piercing heart and lung. Assessment died from blood loss in under 10 minutes. Weapon found in wound was missing tip. I was trying to look for like a time frame. Like it probably died between 7 and 7:30. This is just a criminal base. Strip of cloth. This is Maya's, not Maya. This is Emma's fingerprint.
How you been, SungWon?
Huh?
How you been?
Oh, I've been
SungWon?
good, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not.
Maybe I could split this over 2.5 hours.
Oh. From this guy explains the 2 rules of evidence law. Press A for details. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Let me take a sip. Registered evidence presented by relevant to the case and trial.
I'm gonna take another sip.
Another sip. A mother sip. I guess everything beyond this isn't really relevant. All right. Professor, may I have a hint, please?
Well then, what are we talking about in this testimony? What are we talking about?
The fragments.
So what do you think we should look at first?
The fragments.
I think that'd be a great idea. Take a look. Now, what's something about this jar that doesn't make sense based on what she said?
That doesn't make sense.
Look at her testimony.
Testimony's not in there.
That's not the testimony.
I just wanted to look at the jar a little quick through. Fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered.
Have you already given up at looking at the jar?
I mean, she didn't wipe them clean. There's a bunch of big stains left.
So which statement is not correct?
The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. Okay.
So what do we present?
The vase again.
Somebody touch my spaghetti!
Objection. Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of.
What?
We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe. Was she just not aware of this?
Were you not aware of it?
She was not aware.
Okay.
In the chief's safe? But how?
Because, like, supposedly everyone is present at these court cases.
Remember, she was taken away. She was detained
taken away?
by the bailiff.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't remember
I
that.
knew it. She really didn't know. Oh, sorry, that was you.
Hey, go
That's
for
fine.
it. Yeah, take
Yeah.
it.
There's something even more disturbing about the final piece. There was still blood on it.
But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off of them.
Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got there before you.
No, whoa.
Whoa, wombo combo.
But couldn't the defendant have
combo?
simply missed a piece?
Objection! I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective.
That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Ha! Can you believe that? Oh, that's bad.
Objection!
Objection! Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken.
Oh, that.
There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness.
I hope you're not implying this person was Chief Gant. At the time, he was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, why would he break the jar?
Objection! The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide the fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer that?
No! No!
I thought I was the one on the witness stand.
I did it. I'm guilty. Oh, wait, I'm not the one on trail here. I'm not the one on trail here.
Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar. Your dedication to that is admirable, and purposefully hid one of the broken pieces. Question: what is this action called?
Fabrication.
But why would Chief Gant do that?
In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear?
What happened afterwards?
Discovering the scene, Lana Skye believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence. This is a crime scene, Angel, that incriminated Dark.
So funny.
Sparing Emma, and here is the reason. The reason why Miss Skye became the chief's puppet.
They're so cheeked up. It's so funny. Ugh.
Ooh.
No, I did it on my own.
Please, sis, stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake.
No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the
Hemos. No, that's a weird typo.
Yeah. Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients.
Foul lies? Imagine that coming from my own client.
He lies? He lies?
I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth with he lies.
It's like
That's what He-Man's lies. Yeah.
he lies. I was thinking like, oh, it's like boy.
This is
boy
Cringer,
dinner.
my feline friend, who also comes up with lies.
Wait a minute. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap?
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright?
Lana, maybe right after all.
What do you mean, Wright?
So you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright? Miss Skye, please testify once more.
But
If evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing as Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie. But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall. Miss Sky, if you will.
I can't.
There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there is a possibility that it will if you tell the truth.
Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw.
Well, all right. The witness may testify once more for the final time.
Ooh.
35 minutes in, we still go.
I'll leave it up to you.
I mean, assuming that even if we finish, isn't there probably still going to be like a song and dance? Like, oh, there's a credit scene and like an epilogue. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. I'm not sure what the timing of it is.
Goofy movie decision. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We'll save it for next time.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow
People are like, no!
for the finale. Bye.